अच्छा? Okay. Dear students, so your exam is knocking at the door and it will be held in offline mode. You will have to come to school, you will have to write down the answers in an OMR sheet, which means it is high time that you revise as deep as possible, as better as possible for you. So let's start revising actually scene 1. So very crucial scene, and so many things are happening here, and the things which are happening here will have some consequence in our coming act. That is why this act and this scene is very much important for all of us. See, act 3, it is a Venice, a street, enter Solanio and Salario. Solanio is asking Salario, now what news on the Rialto? What is Rialto? Rialto is the Venetian stock exchange. And Solanio is probably anxious. He is probably concerned about someone. He might have heard something. That's why he is asking Salario whether he had heard something or any other news is there with him that he had got from Rialto. Why? Yet it lives there. It lives there means it still persists there. Unchecked means undenied, undoubted. That Antonio hath a ship of reeds lading wrecked on the narrow seas. So there was Antonio's ship, his Argosy, huge merchant ships, and that ship was loaded with costly materials, spices, silk, some costly jewels, and so many other things. But that ship got wrecked in the narrow seas. Narrow seas refers to the English Channel. And the particular place where the ship had been wrecked, it was the Goodwins. I think they call the place a very dangerous flat. Flat means this, there is a flat, sand flat, means this portion is shallow. In that portion we call Goodwins, that portion is shallow, which means whenever sea, without knowing that the portion is shallow, they come to that place or they head towards the place, they hit the bottom part of the ship and then it is wrecked. That is why it is called a dangerous flat. Yes, after apposition, after comma, it is written that and fatal. Why fatal? Again it is described after an apposition, that where the carcasses of many a tall ship lie buried. So the ships, the debris of ship, they are compared to the decaying dead bodies of the animals, that is carcasses. It is like the ribs, the flesh is rotten, the ribs are coming out into the open. It is the same way when a ship got wrecked, its ply cover is completely torn apart, destroyed, and inside those vertical poles, vertical and horizontal cross-section poles, they are visible to all of us, and that's why it seems as if the ribs of a dead animal. That's why these debris of ships are compared to the carcasses of many carcasses of animals. If my gossip report be an honest woman of her word. So that is the report which Salario got from Rialto. And he is again now comparing his report to a woman who is filled with gossips. That's why he is telling, if my report, that gossip, that rumor that Antonio had lost a ship, if that report is an honest woman of her word, means whatever the woman is telling, means whatever the report is, if it is true, then I can tell you that it is true. So right then Solanio caught the comparison and he is telling, yes, I would she were as lying a gossip in that as ever happened. Ever napped ginger, or made her neighbors believe she wept for the death of a third husband. So now Solanio wants to prove that the report is baseless. It has no point to prove. That's why he is telling, if you are comparing a report to be a woman, then I must say that woman is a lying one. because he is a particular woman, particularly old woman, who claims to chew, munch ginger, which is completely impossible for her, because an old woman will have barely any teeth or any need to munch ginger. Or that woman is again lying because she is claiming that I am sorry for the loss of my third husband. So already a woman who had experienced the loss of husband not only once but twice but thrice, that woman cannot claim that I am feeling too much down, too much worried after losing my husband, because it is a lie. But it is true without any slips or prolixity or crossing the plain highway of talk. Plain highway of talk means this is the particular subject matter which you should follow. You are going to and fro, you are beating about the bush. So if I do not beat about the bush, and if I tell it frankly to you, I should say that the honest Antonio, oh that I had, the good Antonio, the honest Antonio, oh that I had a title good enough to keep his name company, means now Solanio is describing Antonio to be a good one, to be an honest one, and he is searching more apt title which will go or which will fit with Antonio, and he is telling that whenever I name Antonio I must add these epithet that he is a good person, he is an honest person. But one more thing that we have to remember, that in spite of being good and honest, it is Antonio who is again reckless, who is again, I should say, he is careless, because he had squandered money, he has risked his all in the sea trade, which was right at that time like playing gamble, because they did not have GPS connections then. They did not know how the sea is. But again, in the hope of a good return, they used to invest a lot in the sea trade, and that is termed by Shylock to be a man who is wasting money a lot. That is, a man who is wasting money wantonly, which is written here, that a prodigal. That is where prodigal comes. Come the full stop. Now Salary is telling, this is horse metaphor. Full stop means if you are making a horse stop there and suddenly, abruptly, that is called full stop. So Salary is telling Solanio that you are becoming unbridled. Control yourself, rein your tongue, and come to a stop.